California has a waterfowl hunting legacy that few places in the world can match. From the storied duck clubs on the Salton Sea to the Gables Club in Los Banos to Gray Lodge, the crown jewel of the Pacific Flyway. If you're a waterfowl hunter, California is a very special place for you. In fact, some of California's hunting is world famous. Canvasbacks on San Francisco Bay, pintails in the grasslands, and snow geese in the Sacramento Valley. California proudly hosts the majority of the wintering population of waterfowl in the Pacific Flyway. But as storied as our waterfowl hunting traditions are, they are in jeopardy due to a continual loss of waterfowl habitat on our traditional wintering areas and in the breeding grounds where the California migration originates. Without this critical habitat work throughout the Pacific Flyway, we will lose a significant portion of our waterfowl population. Ducks Unlimited refuses to allow this to happen. With our highly skilled conservation staff, dedicated volunteers, and innovative fundraising staff, we will make a difference in working to preserve our waterfowl hunting heritage.
My family has been in California for over 40 years, and we have seen the growth and the destruction of the wetlands in California, and the hunting opportunities disappear. So at this point, the only thing I can tell you to folks out there is that I don't know any other organization that does a better job with their dollars than Ducks Unlimited.
The western boreal forest is critical to California waterfowl hunters. The majority of ducks that winter in California originate in this important breeding area, including nearly all our green-winged teal and widgeon. In addition, the prairies of the north-central United States and Canada provide California with the bulk of our pintail migration. The overall health of these habitats is directly proportionate to the health of our waterfowl migration and harvest. Unfortunately, these vital breeding areas are continuing to lose wetlands and adjacent grasslands at an alarming rate. Without widespread habitat conservation programs, we'll lose these areas that give life to our annual fall flight. Our science tells us that there is no place on this continent where we can have a bigger impact on waterfowl populations than the prairies and boreal forest. Since 1937, Ducks Unlimited and our conservation partners have conserved, restored, or enhanced over 6 million acres in the boreal forest and prairies. This work has made a positive impact on the California migration, but more is needed if we're to guarantee the future of waterfowl hunting in our state.
The state of California has lost 95% of its wetlands habitat. We have to restore that habitat, and we can't do it alone.
Never in all of my career seen a DU project that didn't come out at good standards.
It's very important that this ranch will never have a strip mall, will never have houses laid over the top of it, that thousands and tens and thousands of people every day who drive by on Highway 99 on their commute from Yuba City to Sacramento will see the thousands, tens of thousands of waterfowl that are here and get to view that regularly forever.
On average, over 4 million ducks and geese use California every year as their final wintering destination or as a stopover to areas south of the border, including 60% of the North American pintail population. California also supports a substantial mallard breeding population that directly impacts our annual waterfowl harvest. Ducks Unlimited realizes the important role California has in the overall health of North America's waterfowl population. We have a highly educated and experienced conservation staff located in California whose sole purpose is to protect, conserve, restore, and enhance critical habitats to help ensure waterfowl's life cycle needs are met while they're here in the Golden State.
Ducks Unlimited is the only organization that takes a big picture approach to waterfowl conservation. Our California program includes all the major elements that are important to waterfowl and wetland conservation, including restoration and enhancement of wetlands on both public and private lands, long-term protection of wetlands and waterfowl-friendly agricultural lands, agricultural issues and programs, securing long-term water supplies for both public and private wetlands, and working in land use policy and regional planning.
Funded habitat work is not the only way DU strives to conserve the habitat needed to sustain a healthy waterfowl population. Our Washington, D.C. staff also works with lawmakers to see that waterfowl needs are represented when congressional issues will have an impact on waterfowl habitat. DU is the only waterfowl-focused habitat conservation organization with staff dedicated to this important role. Federally funded programs can conserve millions of acres of important waterfowl habitat through the legislative process. California waterfowl hunters need a voice on Capitol Hill, and Ducks Unlimited is proud to fulfill that role.
Well, Washington, D.C. is where decisions are made. It's also where appropriations bills of enormous significance to all states are created. But California is almost like a country on its own. So combined with the resources of Washington, D.C., California is just a powerhouse when it comes to funding conservation work.
No other waterfowl conservation organization can match Ducks Unlimited's continental habitat conservation delivery and attention to all aspects of waterfowl habitat needs. No other waterfowl conservation organization can offer California hunters the opportunity to give back both to the breeding grounds and here at home.
Without our hard-working and dedicated volunteers, Ducks Unlimited could not complete our enormous conservation goals. If you're a California waterfowl hunter and you want to see that tradition and heritage continue, you should join your local Ducks Unlimited committee.
Right now is a great time to get involved and to learn about Ducks Unlimited, and the opportunities are endless for somebody that has 15 minutes a day or 2 hours a day. You can be a local committee chair for as little and accomplish a event annually for as little as an hour a week is all it'd take.
Ducks Unlimited wants your help. As a waterfowl hunter, the best way you can preserve our California waterfowl hunting heritage is by volunteering for your local DU committee. The funds raised through local DU events are the foundation of the organization's breeding grounds conservation work and also offer seed money for Ducks Unlimited's California-based conservation programs. These revenues are leveraged several times with private and public funds to facilitate our unprecedented habitat conservation work across North America. By volunteering for your local DU committee, you'll make a positive impact on habitat conservation in the breeding grounds and right here at home. From local dinners to youth events, from golf tournaments to shoots, DU chapters offer their communities the chance to support Ducks Unlimited in a variety of ways.
I know that the efforts that I'm giving to Ducks Unlimited are going to pay off in the long run, in that they're going to have funds that are going to preserve wetlands, and then there are going to be more hunting opportunities for me, for other duck hunters, and for future generations.
I have 2 sons who are hunters, and I have hopefully 2 grandsons who will also be hunters, as well as a granddaughter. And I want to provide that heritage for them, and this does allow that.
I personally volunteer for Ducks Unlimited because it makes me feel good to give back a little bit what I take out of it. Waterfowl hunting is my life, and if there is no ducks, there is no life.
Come help us fill the skies. Become a DU volunteer today.